Hi, how's it going, people? What's up, art collector? I see you're here early. Thank you very much, sir. Man, sir, art collector. I don't know if you're a man or woman. I apologize. Art collectors vague. There are male and female art collectors. Hey, I got 2 thumbs up. So, did you guys see that story I did? A small little 5-minute live stream yesterday about fast food. Hey, what's up, Gerald? After reading that story, I would not go near any fast food places, even if I was starving. You want to know why people are getting sick? Everything that goes in here determines what happens. No notification. No. YouTube's messing with me. That's right, they're doing it with a lot of people. I haven't been getting Ninja's notifications till like they're half over. But it's all good. So how are you guys week and weekend? Yeah, man, they put some stuff in that food, bro. They put some bad stuff in that food. Well, I got to go back to work Tuesday or Wednesday, which would kind of be good for the pocketbook. Yeah, I do also try and watch what I eat and make sure it's as free of chemicals as possible. I mean, it's hard to do these days. Yeah, that's why I didn't do anything for a couple days. I didn't do any live streams. I didn't do any geopolitical posts because I wanted to see. I had a funny feeling about this Middle Eastern thing, for which I will not mention names because I don't want to strike. But I have a funny feeling it's been allowed to happen, for lack of a better word. It's been allowed to get out of hand because I don't see how anyone can get 5,000 missiles that close to Israeli borders without them knowing about it. But that's neither here nor there. It's happened now. How we deal with it's the big thing, and it's going to be an interesting thing at that. I'm just glad we're here in America, and hopefully no one's in New York City. Yeah, I don't believe anything any of them say. They have their agenda, and they want what they want, and what they want leaders, that isn't what's good for the people. Leaders seem to lead for self-gain and self-preservation, not for the people. But that's just my stance on that. So Gerald and Art Collector, hey, what's up, ND22121? What state are you guys hailing from? Of course, I'm from California, Northern California, Bay Area. Pennsylvania. Well, I was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Oh, California, Southern California? I bet it's cold up there in Chicago. Yeah, I was born at St. Joseph's Hospital, Lancaster County, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. April 24th, 1968. Actually, I wasn't born I was born in the elevator at the hospital. My mom told the story before she passed away. She told me a long time ago. Hey, Miss Tommy, Annie, Tommy, Timmy, Miss Tommy, Ann, Timmy, MS, Santa Rosa, Santa Ana, excuse me, Southern California. Oh, it's not funny. I was born in the elevator going up. My mom started giving birth when they stuck her in the elevator and had to go up like 3 floors. And by the time she got there, I was already out, and they just did what they did and sent her home. What's it called now? Santa Ana. That's New Mexico, right? Santa Ana. Where is it? California. Oh, right on. Yeah, so I got a cousin that lives there. Hess, Robert Hess. Probably have a lot of little second cousins because that guy was very prolific and dropping kids everywhere he went. Columbia, Lancaster County, right on. So I bet you know a lot about farming then, just from living there. Everybody should know about farming, lives there. We got Ginger behind me. So, yeah. So, any discussions, any topics y'all would like to talk about? I don't really have nothing. I was going to save that food report for tonight, but I figured that the sooner you guys got it, the better. That whole area is the Rolling Hills, ND22. It's the Rolling Hills of the beautiful countryside. Now, Art Collector, I don't know anything about those jeans. I have no clue, so I can't talk about them. I do know I planted some fava beans, some about 100, getting ready for next year's crops, doing my overwinter planting to add nitrogen to the soil. Uh-oh, constitutional here. Oh, sweet, yeah, garlic's cool. Yeah, Art Collector, you seriously got to look at the soil content and not supplementing it with chemicals, but add shit to it that'll bring in the microbes and the bacterias and the fungi. And if you get a living soil going, you really don't have to add anything to it. And what you want to do is you want to plant plants that add stuff to the soil, like fava beans, add nitrogen to the soil. You want to add, start a compost and add all your excess food scraps. Dig a small hole, throw them in, bury them, hold somewhere else. Next time, bury it. Do it once a week till your whole yard's covered with holes that you buried food in. That helps feed the soil, all the microbes and the bacteria that are in the soil, all the worms, all the little bugs, all the critters. That's what you need. You don't need chemicals. I don't use chemicals. I grow some really cool shit, but I've got a great fungi network and a micro network in my soil where I can mushrooms come up. And if mushrooms come up in your soil, you've got a good soil to grow in, and you don't need to add any chemicals. Oh, no, I think there's going to be a step back there, Gerald. I don't think we're going to go to war. You can do it in about a year. You can start growing now and just start building up your soil around where you're growing and just keep working it. I mean, anything good takes time, and building your soil takes about a year. But once you get it going, your thumb just got green. I let them grow the bean because as they grow the bean, that's when they're pulling most of the nitrogen out of the air and they're storing it in the soil in the little beads. They're called nitrodes. They're filled with nitrogen. So I'll let it grow its bean and then I'll just chop it down and till it up. And if you want to eat the fava bean, eat the fava bean. I don't really eat them. I just grow it to stimulate soil and add nitrogen to the soil without chemicals. That's what you want to do, Indy. You know, the Food and Drug Administration, the farming people, the feds, went to Lancaster County back in the 70s when we were losing topsoil and we were at the threat of having another dust bowl. And they started looking around all the farming techniques throughout America. And they ended up looking at Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, at the Amish. Go Lancaster, because the Amish were adding 2 to 4 inches of topsoil every year because their tilling techniques, where every other farmer was losing 2 to 4 inches. So then the farming techniques changed throughout America, all because the way the Amish farmers farm. Yeah, no one knows that, but you owe all your food to the Amish farmers. And they retill in, they cut and retill in, so it adds fiber and other decomposing materials, adding life to the soil. Because as you add life to the soil, the decomposing stuff, the natural process handles itself in the soil, and you've got a good, healthy, living soil. And that's a good, healthy soil to grow in. I will look into doing a video on how to grow soil. Actually, I can tell you, I mean, if you want to grow in one specific area for a certain thing, just dig a hole about 1.5 feet deep, take and get some anchovies in water, not in oil, and dump like 2 packages down there, throw some eggs down there, throw some vegetables down there, and then bury it. And then about a month or 2 later, come back, re-dig up in that area, add some compost, mix it in, and then let it sit. And then just throw your fava beans on top of it over winter. And by the time the fava beans are done, your soil, you should have some good soil. It'll take about 6 months maybe. Of course, you see Amish all the time. You're in Amish Central. I do the egg and the eggshell. I take the whole egg. I actually have fun because as a kid, back in the 70s, we used to egg people's houses. So nowadays, I just take the eggs and I throw them in the hole and smash them, and they break in the hole. And then I mix in a little bit of soil. And then I put more soil on top of it, and then I water on top of that. And let it sit. Then I'll come back, a week or 2 later. Like just today, I came back, threw some compost on top, and added the fava bean. So the egg and the eggshell. Shell adds calcium. The egg adds all kinds of stuff that the microbes will eat on real quick, and it'll also draw in worms, which will help aerate the soil and leave worm castings, which you actually have to pay for if you don't have a good soil. If you have good soil, worms are in it creating worm castings and aerating for you. About the only form of bug control you need to be neem oil, or if you notice powdery mildew, 25% bottle of milk, 75% water, and then squirt your plant down. It takes care of powdery mildew, no chemicals needed. All right. Anything else you want to know about growing? Actually, I grow some really good stuff. Most everything I grow is pretty good and I don't use chemicals. It's my soil. I grow the soil. I know 1 year, several years ago, I wanted to grow a plant, and this process takes 2 years. You dig a hole about 2 foot deep. You take your grass clippings, mow your lawn, take the bag, dump the bag of grass clippings in the hole, throw the dirt back on top of it. Wait 12 months, shovel it up, let it sit another year. And at the beginning of the 3rd year, you grow on it, and it's the best thing you could grow on. Hey, what's up, Jake? It's about time you got here. There's not enough thumbs up. Not enough people here. People just dropping by, hitting the thumbs up and leaving, not wanting to hang out. That's right. Only the cool kids hang out. Yeah, Jake knows everything about how to make pizzas. If you want to give a little class on how to make pizzas, Jake. Yeah, I'll try and get some. I'm not really good at editing, but I'll do a little third grade or edition. I can go outside and I'll dig a hole beside the holes I already did, and I'll throw some shit in there and show you different areas where I've done it. My backyard looks like shit because I don't let nothing grow, but the soil is awesome. Anytime I want to grow, shit grows. And if I don't want it to grow, it doesn't grow because I don't let it. But if you've seen any of the videos of my front yard looks bad as shit. Right on. Yeah, there's lots of different ways. The basic thing you want, I guess, in your soil is a micro fungi network. And what that is a fungi net. It's a mushroom network in the soil of a micro small fibers that run all through the soil, and they like breathe life through the soil and transfer chemicals from symbiotic plant to symbiotic plant that's hooked up with that micro fungi network, and plants share resources through that microfungi network. So basically, you're just developing a microfungi network in your soil. So you just try in different areas of your yard the technique I said of burying stuff, food, scrap, all this other stuff, and build up that bio base. And from there, it spreads out from different areas of the yard. And I see mushrooms, and you'll see my backyard. I'll do the video. You'll see my backyard. Backyard doesn't look like nothing can grow there, but mushrooms pop up all the time, which tells me I have the best soil possible. I have a living soil. I don't let anything grow because I got dogs back there. They basically smush everything down anyhow, which is cool. That's what I want them to do. I've got my what do I have back there? I have peppermint. I have 2 spots where there's peppermint, and they're growing great. That's all I care about is peppermint. Well, as I've stated before, platinum isn't going to really do too much of anything because there was a war waged, an economic war started against BRICS when Africa was brought into BRIC, and it was formed BRICS. And that's when the American economic machine went to work and was started crushing South Africa. And at that point in time, you can look at the charts, look back 100 years. Platinum has never been cheaper than gold. Never been cheaper than gold. But once the economic war started, once South Africa entered BRIC, and then they changed the name to BRICS, the price of platinum started being manipulated, suppressed, brought down. Then if you watch that other video that I did, Africa running out of gold in 20 years, you can see the conditions of the mines in the past 10 years, how they've depleted down to where they're not even getting all the gold. They're just following the main vein down to a big freaking tunnel down to a little crawl space. And they lost like $5 billion over the last 10 years. It's an economic war is keeping the price of platinum down. And it is to hurt South Africa because of China's goals and the reason why China brought South Africa into BRICS. So, sorry, Jake, we've already won the war against BRICS. It started 11 years ago, and it's working. As far as the market goes, it's whatever the manipulators are allowed. It's uncharted territory. It's totally being manipulated, and the charts show that. I can tell you this: once the economic war with BRICS is over, platinum is going to be twice the price of gold. I just don't know when the economic war is going to be over. I imagine it won't last more than 20 years, and it's already been going on 11, so within 9 years. Gold will be, what, 6,000? So platinum will be 12,000. Buy it now. Nah, they can't continue the economic war on platinum because we're running short of it, and we need it for tech. This new tech, we need platinum for it. And yes, it has gone up. Right now, what America is doing is America's telling the American people, buy platinum. It is 25% of its value. It is 25% lower in cost than the cost of mining it. In other words, it costs $1,230 to mine 1 ounce of platinum, and they're selling it to you for $910. Historically, the best time to buy platinum ever. Unless you can go back 100 years and get it for $20. Platinum full hat, buy silver. What's up, AG? Now I need to do a tinfoil hat, don't I? Let's see, I might have one better. I had that little kitty cat sleeping on my shoulders earlier. But yeah, no, I've never seen a chart in the past, other than the past 11, 12 years, where platinum has been lower than gold, and there is no reason for it whatsoever, other than everyone forgets this, but we're in an economic war. And when in an economic war, you make moves to hurt your enemy. The enemy is BRICS. They want platinum. So we're going to suppress the price. That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold Steve Austin said so. I was going to get little man and bring him out here, but he's sleeping in his cave nicely. Someone let him be. Uh-oh, Jake's got some competition now. I make a killer pizza. You get them at Costco, 12-pack in a box. Gerald, the Chinese work long term. The Iranians hooked up with the Chinese a long time ago to infiltrate our government, infiltrate our system. And back in the 70s, the homosexuals came out and said exactly how they're going to hop on board and demoralize our country. Job well done. So between that, losing our moral high ground, and the infiltration of the Chinese into our education system over 30 years ago, and the Iranians infiltrating our political system, and the Chinese infiltrating our political system through bribery and other things, it's taken about 40 years of infiltration to get us to the point we're at. I am so amazed at how stupid kids are these days at the bullshit they're taught. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I went to school over in Europe before I came here to America. When I came back to America, I thought the American schools were pathetic, and that was back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, and it's gotten worse. So I don't see much hope unless we change at a grassroots effort. Your local community or communal government needs change. Good people need to take office. Those good people are us. Yeah, pretty much Gerald Draper, the Oba guy. And actually before him it was Clint, not Eastwood. Mike, what's up, brother? They're missing chromosomes. Yeah, they are. Nickel, what's up, Nickel? Yes, it needs to start at the local level. Get us actually the how old are you, art collector? You need to run for school board. Tell these people how they should run a school. You want to learn about economics. You want to learn about how to balance a budget. You want to learn about money. They taught that stuff to us in school. You're not a kid. You got to be at least 18 to be in this chat. No, you don't. We can see you now, Nickel. Oh, there you go. See, you're about 500 steps ahead of your classmates, brother. It must be Nickel. You know, today something weird happened on Ninja's live stream when I was moderating. This guy Sarge27271. I saw him. I said hi to him, but when I typed in the @SA, his name didn't come up, so I spelled the whole thing out. And then about 5 minutes later, he came in, said, "Hey, YouTube was fucking with him, that they kicked him off or something like that," and he just got back in. So I retyped the @SA, and his name popped up. He didn't even see that I responded to him because he wasn't allowed to know that he said hi before they booted him and made him reboot his computer and come back in, which was highly suspect. Kelly D, excellent. Macroeconomics, excellent. That is so excellent. I don't even know what macroeconomics is, but I do know how to make money, whatever that is. Oh, economics is required nowadays? Yeah, Gerald. Yeah, Sarge27271. I've known him for about 2.5 years, since between Silverfest 1 and 2 is when I met Sarge. Annie, what's up, girl? Let's see if I can find this real quick. I live in the first town in America that went bankrupt, and we had no cops. And out in California, you're not allowed to carry weapons. Hey, what's up, Christopher? And I appointed myself a cop for a 5-6 block area. Actually, probably more than that, because it was like 6 blocks and 6 blocks, so I have a 36 block area. I designated myself as a cop during that time. There was no cops in this town. And for my efforts, the mayor of one of the worst cities in California awarded me a Good Citizens Award for stepping up and stopping crime without a gun. I had Fighting Back, Nationwide Fighting Back, also gave me an award for being a stupid son of a bitch and doing the right thing without backup. And then I had a dude whose life I saved by being a stupid son of a bitch with no backup and no gun. I saved his life. He wrote me a thank you letter. One day being a good person will pay, but be a good person whether it pays or not, because you have letters so you can show people later on. Oh, big picture. Okay, that's what macro. Okay, I look at geopolitical economics because as I've stated in my other videos, look at new trade agreements and treaties. That's going to be where your money's going to be made, because new trade agreements and treaties are going to be forged this year, next year, and the following year, and that's going to change all economics as we know it. I think what we need to be taught in economics, Indy, is how to create, innovate, and succeed at being you and doing you and not following. Start something new. The world leaders, nations that are going to lead the world, are innovative, creative, prosper in those things. They create new stuff. They innovate new ways of doing things. And that's what we need to be teaching kids not what to think, but how to think. And then challenge them to think, and don't punish them for thinking. Then we'll have a brighter future. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, my neighbor's got me that neighborhood watch shirt. Space economics, nickel. Space economics, platinum. We're going to have that. It's going to be sooner than people think, man. It's going to blow people's mind next couple of years when people find out what's really going on. They'll be like, damn, Neil was early, about 3 years early. Oh, well, rather early than late. Yeah, no crap, Gerald. I mess with cashiers because if it's like a $18.92, I'll give them 2 cents and $20.02 and see what they do with it. It takes them a while to figure it out. That's sad. That's very sad. Man, that's so sad. I mean, as kids, we were more criminal than the criminals are today, but we were smart enough not to get caught, where they're too stupid not to get caught today. How could we improve our communities? You do what I do, Art. You do what I do. I clean the gutter, the road up to the sidewalks, and I keep the sidewalks clean. I blow them 3 houses down on each side of me, both sides of the street, keeping the street clean. Because when you keep the street clean, it psychologically boosts people. It makes them feel better about living where they're living. Then they start taking care of their own shit more. It's taken a couple of years, but it's actually working. I was actually today, looked outside. I was at my neighbor's house looking down. I was like, damn, the street's clean, and I didn't have to clean it. People are stepping up finally. And it all starts with just doing. Just do it and can keep doing it. People will catch on, and they will start doing it. Now, that's for cleaning. For as far as, again, doing, what was that? Not 4-H. What was that? Boys and Girls Clubs of America. You know, that kind of thing. Get that started. Get that involved. Get back to community sports, not high school and middle school sports. Do neighborhood sports, because that draws the neighborhood together, and that gets the community to know each other. Once you get to know each other, you start respecting each other. Once you start respecting each other, you stop hating. So get together at a neighborhood baseball game somewhere at some park, start organizing that kind of things, neighborly kind of things. Do just in your block, on your block, do a barbecue, neighborhood barbecue, a street party or something like that, to where your neighborhood's people come out and meet and greet, get to know each other. These are all things you can do. What it comes down to is people have to get to know other people, because it's harder to screw someone if you know they're not better than you, or if you know they're worse off than you. It's harder for you to screw them over. And then you actually want to be kind, helpful, and grateful, and kind of sort of want to help them out at that point in time, because you know they're in worse ways than you are. But you never know that if you don't meet them, if you're not communal, if you're not active, if you don't get involved. The way to do that is have a block party. Everyone likes food. Well, you're always going to have your assholes. That's just part of life. But you got to get your people on your block to get to know the people on the block, and then they'll find similarities, and it'll spread like wildfire. There you go, Kelly. I used to be part of the graffiti removal task force. The Hope Patrol watch. I was what was I? I was the photographer for the neighborhood watch and fighting back. And I had a Japanese and a French news station come interview me when city of Vallejo went bankrupt the first time, because I made such an impact in this neighborhood, because I stepped up and I talked with a couple of other people. I didn't do it alone, but we went out in groups of 3 or 4 walking the neighborhood. We would pass each other by because people got communal and got to know each other. When the cops left, I refused to allow the criminals to take over. I got in a few fights. So what? I won. So, hey, what's up, Chad? Yeah, so you just got to get to know the people next to you, across the street from you. When I grow my tomatoes, I gave away every house that I see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 houses plus my house. I fed 5 housefuls of people with tomatoes, shitloads of tomatoes, for about 3 weeks straight, because I knew the people. I knew what type of tomatoes they like, and I grew that kind for them so I could give it to them. And they're grateful for me doing that to them, so they're nicer to me. And then they started cleaning up their own part of their neighborhood because they saw me doing it, and it just spreads. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. That's how you change. There's so many ways you can change things. Just get out there and do it. No, I didn't see it, and I don't care to see it, Gerald. Sorry. I kind of feel like was that Stacy Taylor? She was in the FBI in the child traffic division. I had some shit. I did some shit here in Vallejo. There was a thing going on that I got involved with. It was a house where they take little girls and train them to be whores. And I was involved in shutting that down, and it was not a nice scenario. So I'm going to talk about that shit. Yeah, and I don't want to watch it on TV either. That's why I got rid of Netflix as soon as Obama did his little child porn shit. I don't want to see any of that crap either. If we all just get together in our neighborhoods, I've already done it in my neighborhood. My neighbors got to know each other. My neighbors, they all know each other. They now talk to each other. I've been here for a while. Guys, get active in your neighborhood, man. Your local block. It starts there. And then see if you don't want to run for city council or school board or something like that. Maybe one of them do, and you can encourage them to do it. And that would help create change, just because you took the time to get to know them and encourage them to do the right thing. Who knows? But if you don't do anything, you'll never know. So just get out there and get to know your neighbors. Introduce yourself to them and do a block party. Well, Annie Oakley, God love you. You're ahead of all of us. That's where we all want to be. Yeah, neighbor. No, I don't have any. Right on. Cool. Let's go play with the shotguns. That's America. Yeah, I'd like to have about 1,000 acres, 2,000 acres myself. Well, there you go, art collector. That shouldn't be hard at all. Just get to know a couple of people. You're going to find out who the assholes are real quick. But you also have a lot of good people. And you should be able to if you live in a building, you should be able to put some sort of something up, like a community billboard or something, and ask if anyone's interested in like a neighborhood get together to get to know people and maybe make change, or post something up there saying, hey, I'd like to have a get together. If anyone's interested, please contact. Just start with that, and put down, what you want to talk about, and this, like, hey, I'd like to get together with people to see if we can't make some change in the neighborhood, or just to get to know you so we can be better neighbors to each other and watch each other's back, or maybe find someone to run a city council that we can support, that we believe in, or just, get right, put it on your little billboard there at the entranceway of your communal center when you go into your apartment complex, and see what kind of response you get. Then start looking around, see if anyone else is already doing this in other areas, and get involved with them and see how far they did in their area and how they did it, and then take over and do it that way. Yeah, no, I'm looking to be like Annie Oakley. I'm jealous as hell of Annie Oakley, 8 miles away, nearest neighbor. Yeah, buddy, just put me a helicopter landing pad there. I don't even want fucking ambulance coming. Just make it a life flight. I don't even want roads coming to my house. Ain't that true, Mike? And trust me, I've grabbed many shovels. Got a strong back. Chad Wolf something, yo. Nickel. John Bisley, Beef Bay. We don't advocate violence. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Just be manipulative enough to help your neighbor light his own fire on his house. That's mean. Don't do that either. Yeah, anticipate a lot more of that happening, Gerald. As long as you got that vax going around. That's something we ought to do. Try and organize a buyout of a network news station. Buy a good percentage of it. Get about 1,000 of us together, all through $1,000. That's like a million, 2 million. All of us buy the stock till we're considered a group majority shareholders, and force them to do the news proper. That would probably work. But, the FBI would probably come get us all too. So, other than me running my mouth, what else would you guys like to talk about? And I hope that helped the art collector on what to do for getting a community together, and at least where to look to try and hook up with someone who could possibly help you. Hey! Sorry, cat's got out of line. Yeah, but definitely just the fact that you're here and you're asking about that kind of shit's a good start. No tacos, Mike. That shit's poison. I did that report last live stream. Go check it out. Watch it. It's like 5 minutes. Man, that shit is deadly. Deadly for you. Taco Bell? Mm-mm. 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 Applesauce. That's my snacks. Now, there you go. Making homemade. Yes. That's the best kind of taco. Taco Bell will kill you. I mean, it's got carcinogens in it. You're eating cancer. Yeah. No fast food. No fast food. And when you take a hot bath, use Epsom salt and baking soda. It pulls out all the heavy metals in your body and helps your body's immune system function better. I could also tell you ways to clean out your internal system, but that's a little nasty and we won't go there. There you go. You did it the old-fashioned way, Gerald. That's an excellent thing, Annie. I mean, I live like a bachelor. I got this little hot pad back here and a microwave, but I don't go out. I hardly ever go out. I go to Nation's Giant. It's a total separate, smaller chain, but their burgers are still like real burgers used to be in the 70s. Yeah, so they're not, of course, they're a lot more expensive. They're like $10 a burger, and that's just for a cheeseburger, $10, but it's a lot better meat, better everything, you know. It's not like $2-3 for a double bacon cheeseburger from Burger King or anything like that. yeah, no doubt, Nickel. Yes, I was in Europe in the 70s. I'd love to go back to that. That was so much fun. Another good thing is lard. Baking in lard. Bake cake, pie crust. Use lard. But now, thanks to Obama, lard is out. Can't eat it anymore. And it's good for you. It's actually healthy for you. All the lies they told us. It's actually healthy for you. Our own government is actually trying to kill us, people. Find out information for yourself and know it to be true and follow it the best of your ability to keep yourself healthy. I don't know what hanger steak is, but I'll take your word for it. I buy ground beef from a local butcher, a local rancher who processes his own shit. And it costs like $10 a pound for beef, ground beef. Also expensive, but there ain't no chemicals in the shit, no antibiotics, no nothing. Oh, there you go, Mike. Oh, sweet, Johnny. Yeah, lard, man. It is actually good to cook with. Okay, I will. Actually, hold on a second. I'll get there. These guys right here. We're Hanson Family Farm since 1978. They're out of Clayton, California. It's like right across the Delta, right across. You go down 780, go across the Carquinez Bridge, go down 4, go make a right to going like you're going to Mount Diablo, and they've got the whole area there with their cattle, and total free range everything. And he processes his own meat. Yeah, art collector, farmers markets where Hanson. That's where I get my beef from. Is the farmers market. I also get. Honey, local honey. I know the lady down there, and she sells me this real cheap. This is 5 pounds. I have 15 pounds up there. I always keep about 15 pounds in reserve. But yeah, honey's like nectar of the gods. I add it to toast, my tea, uh, cream of wheat, uh, damn. You add it to everything. It's good shit. Hey, you could put honey in whiskey. That's what I want to do once I get my own house. I want to have a restaurant style double fryer put in, so I can grill my own potatoes, make my own potato fries, and all that good shit. Potato chips and donuts. You know, Annie Oakley, what you ought to look at is look for a rancher that you can buy a cow or two as a calf and let him raise them. Say like, because you can get calves for like $50. Get like 4 calves. Say, hey, raise these 4. You keep 2. I keep 2. And that way you can get 2 for $100. I mean, it'll take 2 years to get big, but keep doing that, and you always have fresh meat. Yeah, I don't like. I like bacon fat if it's crispy. I'll eat the dog shit out of that. But beef fat, I'm not too grizzle. I'm not too big on that. I like very very lean meat. Of course, man, look at that. I need to smoke some more pot, just because I can, dude. I'm cropping out my last plant. Oh my god, that shit is looking so damn good. Yeah, man, I tell you what, I love lard. I cannot stand the taste of pie crust now. Ever since they made lard illegal, pie crust tasted so much better when they used lard. And for those of you that partake, if you come over to Neil's house, I got weed. This is the only part of it. I've got 2 more of these full. Plus this one. Right there. There we go. Yes, that's a bud about that long. Yeah. Man, lard's good for you too, man. That cholesterol you need. I wish you could buy lard nowadays in America, but you can't. You have to make it yourself every time you eat bacon to save the grease. That's why a lot of people have heart problems nowadays. They take out the lard out of our food, make you drink skim milk instead of having the fat in it. We need those fats. Direly, direly bad. We have health problems without those fats. Every one of us needs them. I'll be some bitch. There's 10 people here. Yeah, I knew my whole life when people were talking about the food pyramid. You need this, this. I was like, man, that's bullshit. As a little kid in elementary school, I used to get in trouble. Ooh, ooh, man, I was an asshole child. I'd be like, man, that's bullshit. They're trying to tell us this. That's not it at all. That's a lie. These are companies wanting to make money. 30 years, 40 years later, they find out the food pyramid was made by the company who paid the most money to have their fucking food product put up there. Yeah, total bullshit. Walmart sells lard? I'll have to check into that. I don't think they have real lard. They might sell lard substitute, but not real lard like you had in the 70s and 80s. I'll have to check into that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Mike. Armor Manteca. Hey, what's up, C4T? 4T. Oh, what's up, 4T? Yeah, I'd buy some. You like that? There we go. Authentic pork lard. I need to ask down here at La Tapatia, little Mexican market, if they sell that. Yeah, I asked the owner. I've known the owner of La Tapatia. He's fixing to retire and let his kids take over, actually, or his grandkids, or someone. I'll ask him about it. He'll hook me up with whatever they got. It's a Mexican. They got a lot of Mexican products too coming in from Mexico. Yeah, I'm sure they have it. I'm sure they have it. I'll ask him, hey, where's your lard? Dude, that's one thing I don't have in my pantry is lard because I didn't think there was any out there. I was for sure Obama took it out. Just like iodine. Nowadays, they don't have iodine that we had in the 70s and 80s. It's providone iodine, a total, not the same iodine. Hey, Kelly D, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you showing up. I hope you had a subject that we talked about. And yes, have a great Monday morning. Positive things. Positive thinking brings positive results. Have a positive week. I do have one that I use. Uh, I'd have to go outside and see the name of it. I don't know the name of it. It's like a Pura filter or something like that. It's a four filter system. It is like, I guess, 99.999% of what's out in there, out of there, and only gives you pure H. I mean, the water boy would be happy with the H2O it gives you. It's a actually five filter system. There's four big filters that can be changed and then one that can't be changed on the top. But I can't remember the name of the system. Yeah, I think, John, I think that might be it. Might be a state ban. HEPA filters for air, I believe, Mike. I'll tell you what, let me go outside. I'll get the name of it. I'll be right back. The name on the thing says Liquid Gel Third Stage, whatever the hell that means. I guess it's the company name. I'd go with what Annie said. I do. My system's a reverse osmosis system. Like I said, it takes about 99% of everything out, and then I add a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt to a 5-gallon bucket of water, and that's how I get my water. That's how I water my dogs. Yes, ND22. That is exactly what I said. You have good ears. That's what's written on it. I thought it was a Spectre Pure myself. When you mentioned it, I was thinking Spectre Pure because I was sure I had a Spectre Pure, but I was wrong. It happens. That's why I didn't say anything. So actually, technically, I wasn't wrong. I was wrong in my mind. I just was smart enough not to let my thoughts flow through my mouth before I got validation. Yeah, make sure when you take out all that crap, you take Himalayan pink salt and take a little bit and add it in because that adds the minerals and elements that you need in water. Because pure water is really no good for you. You need the electrolytes, you need the minerals, you need all that other stuff as well as. So when you take everything out, make sure to add back in what you want. And I would go with Himalayan pink salt's what I use. After I have a reverse osmosis system as well, and I put back in about a teaspoon for a 5-gallon bucket of Himalayan pink salt. And I'd actually get a couple of those because those are going to be very valuable one day when resources at supply chains quit working. Dinosaur pee is good for you, John. Out there, I'm sure it's a lot healthier water if you're coming from a well and haven't done any hydrofracking near your area. I don't know if I'd trust the well water in certain areas where they've done hydrofracking within like 50 to 100 miles of you. Oh, sweet, Mike. Let me go see if little man's awake. Yeah, that's why you have to check your water well, test it, see what's in the well, what water's coming out of, because of exactly what you said, Annie. Hey, what's up, William? How are you doing, my friend? I've got the star of the show, big man. CNN reported about white hydrogen. What about red hydrogen? Ow. That was my ear he's knomping on. He likes kisses too, believe it or not. There we go. There you go. So that way I have hands free. Teach him to sleep up there. White hydrogen is apparently also called gold hydrogen. I'll have to check into that. Tell you, in the wintertime, this is going to be cool because Cat's body temperatures are 101 degrees. It's like having a little electric blanket on you if he would quit moving around so much. And he might jump. No jumping. Ow. I told you no jumping. All my kitties are always sweet. I got another one on the bed back here. I don't know if you can see him. This guy's a runt. He's got his brother. I've got him in quarantine because he had a head cold, eye shit and stuck it up nose. So I'm giving him antibiotics. I had to quarantine him. I haven't caught the other ones yet. I think someone else actually caught them because I called in some help. But I got him and his brother, and he is he's not growing. He's healthy. His bowel movements are good and everything's good. I just think he's a dwarf. So I'm probably going to end up keeping this guy. But you'll see his brother in some of my videos here, probably a week and a half after he comes out of quarantine. All right, little guy, let's put you down to play with everyone else. He's like, what the hell? Yeah, they are. And the outside cats, too. I take care of all of them. What is the brother wearing a mask? What are you talking about, John? You want to come up front? Come up front. Come up front. Come on. I want to lean back. Come up front. Come up front. Come on. Get up there. There we go. They use me as a jungle gym, apparently. You mean this little one? If I put my leg down, he's going to climb up my leg and come back up here. Nope, Dixie just showed up. That's Dixie. And the little one just took off running, and now he's back. He's going to try and jump up there, but he's too small. So I'll give him a hand. Oh, no, he got up there. Cool. Now he's messing with Gandalf. We got Gandalf, Dixie, Gandalf, and Little Man. They're having a good time. Is the brother wearing a mask? Oh, no. No, the brother of that one is actually a white cat with gray ears and a gray tail, but he's white. Just seen him about a week and a half. Yeah, I had a half Maine Coon. She died about 2.5 years ago. I have her remains up there, her ashes. Name was Persia. Hey, thank you for being here, ND22. You have yourself a great week to come. Remember, positive thoughts bring positive actions. You're going to have a positive week. Take care, brother. That's all right, John. We all do bad jokes every now and then. I need to. Then I have to. Yeah. There we go. Now you can see my eyes. So, anything else going on out there in the world that you guys would like to talk about? Did you hear about SpaceX launching? Damn, I should have kept that article up. Something about SpaceX was launching a mission to an asteroid that was supposed to be worth a lot of money or some shit like that. I just laughed and I was like, "Yeah, I already know about it." And I just scrolled through, but I should have saved it. I should have saved it. Because just because I know about it doesn't mean everybody knows about it. Take care, Gerald Draper. Thank you again for being here. German industry, the whole German country's kind of screwed, brother. That's all I can say. They're kind of screwed. The poor Germans always catch the fall, but yeah, they're screwed. They're screwed. They're gonna have no power. What little power they're gonna have, they're not gonna be able to operate because it's gonna be too expensive, and it's just gonna be a spiral. For the kitty cat, because the other kitty cat had eye and head cold, and I didn't want all my cats to get it, so I have to quarantine him until he runs through his round of antibiotics, guaranteeing that he's not sick. Then I can let him interact with the other kitty cats. And that is why, if that's what you were asking about, John. Yeah, pretty much. It's close. Things are changing. Look to Poland to take their place as being the defense against the Russian Empire, and not Germany. I've actually done a couple of videos on Poland increasing the size of their military exponentially, larger than all of NATO combined. As a matter of fact, Poland has the second largest amount of attack helicopters, the Apache attack helicopter, second only behind the United States, because we sold them to them. They also spent $5.6 billion just earlier this year in South Korea for tanks. We also sold them a lot of our ATVs. They are expanding their military like 6 times bigger than any other country in Europe right now. They're expecting to receive a lot of land. I did a video on this. Russia turned out a map of what Ukraine is going to look like after the war. Poland, Belarus, and I think Hungary got a majority part of the western part of Ukraine, and Russia consumed the part of Ukraine that touched the Black Sea, giving them more port access, and Kiev was the Ukraine. And right after that, Poland started buying lots of military equipment and supplies and exponentially increasing their militaries way beyond anyone else in Europe, definitely larger than Germany. So I believe they're expecting to expand, and Poland will take the lead. Germany's probably going to go through a horrible depression, which might bring the rest of Europe down. They'll probably try a CDBC, and we're going to see here in America, be lucky enough to see that process happen and still be in time to stop it from happening here. That's my hope. No, not pink eye. Annie Oakley. He had his runny, draining nose, and his eyes were like a yellowy, snottish kind of stuff coming out of his eyes. It was total head cold of some sort, and it was preventing him from breathing good because it was always clogging up around his nose. No, it wasn't pink eye. But whatever it was, I didn't want my other cats getting it, because then I'd have to give them antibiotics. And there's 6 of them out here and only 1 of him. So I kept him off on his own till he's through his round of antibiotics, where I'm guaranteed he will not get the other 6 sick. And then I will introduce him to the pride, and hopefully Kathy down the road will be try and get him adopted, but he's kind of sort of already too big, so I'm probably going to have to keep him too. which means I'll be no longer fostering cats. Lichtenstein. Lichtenstein. Any insight on Lichtenstein? Well, first off, oh, Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein. Wow. I haven't heard that name about that country in a long time, like maybe 40 years. I didn't even. No, I have no insight whatsoever. As a matter of fact, on Liechtenstein, it is such a small. I imagine, as small as they are, they'll probably be okay. Because the smaller you are, the less problems you have. The larger you are, the larger your problems you are. Yeah, art collector. I haven't either. I know it is. It's like the sixth smallest nation in the world, William. It's been so long when I said Liechtenstein, I looked at it, I was like, Liechtenstein, is that like a cake or something? Yeah, a German cake. It took me, because I haven't heard of it in so long, it took my brain a while to process. Oh yeah, the country Liechtenstein. It's been a while since I've heard that one. But yeah, no, the smaller the country, the smaller the economy, the smaller the problem. The smaller the problem, easier to fix. Yeah, it practically is not a nation. I think it's like a city, like a Greek city-state almost. For the best of my recollections, like 90 kilometers or 45 kilometers, something like that. It's real small. Again, one of the happiest days in the past couple decades was when Scotland exited BRICS, or exited that thing that England had with the EU and Europe and the UN, all this other crap. Because I saw back then what they were trying, and I was like, don't do it, Scotland. Don't fall for that bullshit. And they didn't. And that's the reason why they're having all these problems, is because they tried to normalize prices across all nations, normalize pay across all nations. They've been doing that here in America over the past 40 years as well, but no one's really noticed enough to say anything about it. But over there, they did notice, and it didn't work real well. And I'm so glad Scotland pulled out of it, because they're not going to feel as much pain as the rest of the nations that were part of it, basically. So nationalism is going back to individual countryisms, or whatever you would call it, for that sovereigntism, whatever. Yeah, not sure about any collateral damages. More what's going to happen if you're talking about Germany. Collateral damage will be in the financial sector, and quite frankly, the largest German or European large individual yacht builder went out of business, went bankrupt earlier this year, William, and they were located in Germany. So the whole mega yacht building industry based in Germany has already kind of sort of started to go belly up. So the rest of the country and industries in Germany are going to do similar. They're going to start going belly up, because people just aren't buying what they're selling. Hey, I'm not buying your shit no more, man. I'm not buying your shit no more, man. You hear me? You slimy. But yeah, that's probably what's happening. But no one paid attention to the largest shipbuilder, private yacht shipbuilder, when they went bankrupt earlier this year in Germany. But I did, and I saw that coming. I was like, It's like Chinese central bank accepting watermelons last year for down payments on apartments. I was like, ooh, They're failing too, huh? Okay. They just need those numbers of people in those apartments, and they'll accept anything as a down payment. But if you're going to accept watermelons as a down payment, how are you going to accept cash the first month payment? Now they foreclosed on them. I did a story on that. 220 million foreclosures last year in China. They're gone. Not only demographically is their population demolishing that country, their own economic demise has been foretold. It's the writings on the wall. I don't see why anyone's not talking about it but me and maybe Jack Gamble. Now, I wouldn't accept anything other than a financial form of payment for a good and service, unless we were in a shit fan scenario where bartering was the thing. And then I don't know if I'd accept watermelons. Annie Oakley, you take care. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not celebrating Halloween this year. Kind of a somewhat touchy date. Yes, Art Collector. Thank you, Annie, for being here and being a mod. We have a rowdy group. Appreciate you wrangling them in. Nope, no passing out candy. That's my email. If you guys want to have a need prepare and look into anything for next Sunday, just go ahead and email me at the Yahoo, not Gmail. Google just gave me a Gmail account because I'm on Google. I didn't open it. They opened it for me. What's up, Salty? Yeah, my phone's turned off. I'm going to have it turned on tomorrow. About 11 o'clock. I got little man coming back here. Might climb up my leg. Yeah, we're not news, but anything you guys want to talk about or discuss, so that way I can be somewhat literate in it before we start discussing it. Well, yeah, actually, Salty, because I usually take I'm used to, I'm an iron worker. We used to take time off and shit, and I have a set amount of money set aside, that usually lasts a certain amount of time. And I found this time around, it ended 2 weeks earlier. In other words, I ran out of money 2 weeks earlier that should have lasted until the first week of November. I was like, So, I'm now noticing I'm paying more for shit. I didn't notice what I'm paying more for. But definitely paying more for shit. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Now's the time you got to, put the buckle down, fucking tighten it up, and try and fucking do what you can. Yeah, it probably is the food bill. I know, taking out care of these damn cats. I just spent $300 on them the other day, just to get them food to last 3 weeks, a month maybe. Good night, William. Again, take that email, William. If there's any subject you'd like me to get more well versed on for next Sunday, and write me an email, let me know, and I'll be able to do a little research throughout the week to where I can be more versed. What are you doing, Dixie? So I can be more well versed in whatever you'd like to talk about. And until then, you have yourself a good evening, sir. and have a good week. Positive thoughts bring positive actions. It's going to positively be a good week for you. I have cats circling me. I wonder if they're going to kill me. You guys planning on killing Daddy? No? Okay. Not tonight. Come here, little guy. Come on. Come on up here. There we go. We got a visitor. See how high he makes on his own. He's climbing chairs now. Kitty Jaws. Can you guys? Yeah. Yeah, he's climbing up. There we go. At least he's purring as he's biting me. You gonna climb? You gonna climb me, or just gonna jump around? Huh? You just gonna jump around? Wild man. Huh, little man. Huh, little man. Huh? 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 Cats are fun, guys. Train them when they're young. And you can train cats. Cats are actually smarter than dogs. It's just people don't take the time to train them. Yeah, you're actually smarter than a dog. Did you know that? Did you know that? I'm going to be getting climbed here shortly. I am a rock. And you're a rock climber. So any other subject you guys like to discuss? Maybe the price of tea in China, for which I do not know, actually. This cat's crazy. Holy cow, guys. I got 19 thumbs up. That is the most yet during a live stream. At least you get to see the kitties in live action instead of on a little 15-second short. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. It's a night. And let all you good people, good gentle men and women go for the evening and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And remember, be kind, helpful, and grateful, because it's better than being a jerk. And here's some more statistics for you before I go. 1929, 70% of Americans were working. 70% of Americans were working, and yet we focused on the 30% and we see the bad. That's because the 70% that were working weren't prepared to take care of themselves plus someone else. I say it's going to be worse this time. So it might be just 50% of people still working. So I say again, do what you can to prepare for yourself and your family and for some extra people. Because if we all prepare for ourselves and some extra people, when the hurt comes, it won't be as bad. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. And that's why I say buy silver and platinum. Peace be with you. God bless you and your families. And I will talk to you later, you guys. Bye-bye. And little man says goodbye. Goodbye.